Scarlet blaze. Bridge of Betrayal. The Empire achieves early success in the war thanks to House Gloucester, a noble alliance house whose vows of allegiance and safe passage were key to the quick capture of Garreg Mach. But Count Gloucester breaks his oath and turns on Burgleys's troops. Trapped in hostile territory with their supply routes severed, the Imperial Army's outlook appears bleak.
I fear I may have miscalculated, my son.
How can that be possible, Father? We have the enemy surrounded.
Yes, and they have yet to give a damn. Time grows short, and soon Edelgard's reinforcements will descend upon the Alliance.
Then we will hold them off at the Great Bridge.
And they will find another way. If they manage to take even one of the Aramid River's crossings, they can break through our ranks. And while that may not spell immediate defeat, it will dash any hopes of Count Burgleys's surrender. Eventually, Edelgard's army will wash over the land, and then, my son, we will be defeated.
Speak plain, Father, I beg of you. What does this mean for House Gloucester?
Do not fret, Lawrence. This was a leap of faith we had to take to better our territory's fortunes. When Claude came to me with this offer, I determined the reward to be worth the risk. If the gambit fails, so be it. All it means is that our house will have to swear allegiance to the Empire.
Edelgard will never settle for such. She will demand... Oh, Father. No.
I am proud of you, my son. You have grown into a man strong and wise enough to lead our house.
Is there nothing that can be done? What of your dream to claim the Alliance leadership from House Regan?
It is your house now. You determine our path. Besides, when the dust finally settles from this war, there may not be an alliance to lead.
So I am to submit to the Empire and carve out as big a place for our family as I can? Is that it? You would have me put an end to the Leicester Alliance?
Perhaps my praise of your wisdom was ill-advised. You get ahead of yourself, Lawrence. We bend the knee only if we lose, not before. And as you said, we may yet be able to drive back the Emperor's reinforcements and win the day. Always think 2 steps ahead, my son. Be clever. Survive. That is the lesson I seek to impart. I had best go prepare for my final battle as Count Gloucester. However this plays out, look for a way for our house to prosper and seize it, Lawrence. Seize it! That is how Irvin Fritz Gloucester fights, and it is how you must fight as well.
Well, we managed to slog our way to the encampment. Now we just have to finalize our plan.
Why is it so important to hold part of the Aramid riverbank again? I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to cross over into Alliance territory before it's too late?
If we do, we risk the enemy cutting off our retreat. We are here to break their siege, not fall prey to one.
If we don't conduct this rescue carefully, we'll be worse off than we started. We must be smart. And that means establishing at least one bridgehead in addition to the Great Bridge of Myrddin.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
The Minister is a general of much endurance. He will be holding out until we arrive. He is more than a warrior and a maker of strategies. It would lack wisdom to be making an enemy of him.
Yep, that's my father. No one can beat him. I just hope I can be half the warrior he is one day.
I think even 1.5 Burgleyses would be more than enough. Not that it's any of my business.
So, what are we to do about House Gloucester? They have indicated a willingness to swear fealty, for whatever that pittance of a promise is worth. That leaves only Phlegathon and Ordelia. And I doubt very much that anyone would take us to task for dismantling them.
The head of House Ordelia is one of the 5 great lords. Dismantling them, as you say, would hamper Her Majesty's ability to rule effectively in the future. Consider, for example, why we chose not to dismantle House Eyre.
Because I belong to House Eyre, and you did not have to. Ah, of course. You're happy happy so long as they install successors who are willing to toe the line.
That is the plan, yes. House Phlegethon, however, must be disposed of. Their lord Acheron has leveraged his control of the Great Bridge to do whatever he well pleases. I have a suspicion the Alliance desires him gone as badly as we do.
Lawrence Gloucester and Lysithea von Ordelia were Her Majesty's schoolmates, yes? They may be more willing to listen to reason than the others. Sure, but Claude went to the Officers' Academy too. And he's taken a firm stance against the Empire. Do you really think this can be handled via diplomacy?
That will depend on precisely what their demands are. But first, we must retake the Great Bridge and extricate Count Burgles and his troops. Let us focus our energies on that for the time being.
Agreed. And it would behoove us all not to overlook how devious Claude can be just because we went to the academy together. If he's not willing to come to the table, I won't hesitate to meet him on the battlefield instead.
Won't hesitate.
I won't hold back either. Sometimes you have to kill old friends in this line of work. That's just how it is.
Alright, we made it to the next map section here. It's a long one. Oh yeah, going way around the river there. Interesting. Whoa, weird loading there. Did you hear the news, Harmonia? No? Northern Burgles territory Adrestian Empire. Interesting. An award is available. I get an award. Wow. Also, one of the things I wanted to mention after... Okay, so I do have another slot for the thingamabobs there. Cool, cool. One of the things I wanted to mention is it seems very much with cutscenes like that and the way that the story is progressing is it seems to get you a whole lot more into the swing of things in like understanding how the war plays out. Like directly seeing the consequences of a battle like then and there and, you know, going from one battle to the next with like camp here and whatnot. As opposed to Fire Emblem Three Houses where it's just like, oh, go to this part of the continent, do a battle, go back to Garruk Mach. A new chapter starts. Oh, there's a new report. We gotta go do X thing at the end of the month. Okay, wait until the end of the month. Then you go to X part of the continent. You do X thing. And then go back to Garruk Mach again. And then that's the end of the chapter. And then a new chapter starts. And it's like, oh, a new report. We gotta go do X thing. Because there's this problem now. And it's like, huh? Like, how are we getting to this? Like, it's not quite as out of nowhere as some of the plot points in something like Fire Emblem Fates or anything like that. But it's still, I don't know. I had a hard time in a lot of the routes there, feeling like it's an actual direct tale that I'm making forward progress in, as opposed to it just being like a list of missions that can go like roughly in that order-ish, you know? BRB, alright, Reggie Bump? That's the way that I felt about that in Three Houses in a way. So actually going from like one territory to another and actually I just wanted to have a look at the map and see what we're working with is all I wanted to do. And welcome back, Cam. So actually seeing us, you know, what leads up to the battle, some preliminary battles that lead up to it and, you know, have an effect on your strategies coming up, doing the battle, and then you immediately see the direct consequences and it's like, oh crap, this is the next mission, and then all of a sudden you have to move camp over there for like the new problem that's cropped up. It feels a lot more cohesive and it feels a lot more like I'm, you know, seeing a story through to the end, that I'm experiencing it taking place rather than it just being like a set of general missions, you know. I mean, it still feels like a set of general missions for like the missions that aren't the main ones. Like some of them sort of play into the story, like that one in the previous chapter, well, the one before the previous chapter, like with Sedith before Garruk Mach, where he's like, I won't let you get any further, you know, stuff like that. But apart from those ones there, which, you know, as you're capturing territory and you can visibly see your progress, so even if you're not story-wise making progress during those chapters, you can still visibly see yourself making progress, and therefore you still get that like nice feeling of progression, as opposed to the auxiliary battles in Fire Emblem Three Houses where it's like, oh, I guess I grinded to get a little bit stronger. This, you directly see the territory you're capturing, so even if, you know, you're not directly making story progress in like the story and cutscenes itself, it still feels like you're making progress because you're visibly capturing this area, and I like that. It, you know, it fixes a lot of the problems that I felt like I had with 3 houses. Yeah, I just wanted to pop in before then and say goodnight, so goodnight. Alright, hope you have a good night, Cam. I do appreciate you popping in.
Very nice.
We now have a research station that provides opportunities for intensive training. Everyone simply must partake of it. Go on, you ought to have a look as well. Alright, check out the new facilities. I will do that. Yeah, let's have a bit of a chat. Have I checked out the journal here? So can I change the battle appearance standard issue? Can I change the battle appearance to like this? Oh, like that. Okay. Standard issue, unique. Display unique attire in battle does not apply to some classes. Display class-based attire in battle. Standard issue attire in battle. What? I thought it'd just be like, do I want the normal stuff that I'm wearing in battle? I don't understand what's standard issue. Does that just mean I'm wearing the class stuff? But that's what this means. I'm so confused what the difference between these is. Unique attire. I don't know what it means. And once again, just like 3 houses, it doesn't apply to some classes. Ugh. That sucks. But whatever. Hello, hello, Oplin. Hellos. How go things today? Are you familiar with Fire Emblem 3 Houses or Fire Emblem 3 Hopes by chance? Let's see here. Let's have a bit of a chat with Arvel.
This is true.
Circumstances dictate how people act. As such, I believe things are about to get much more difficult for you. Though perhaps that'll be a welcome change for a mercenary of your caliber. You will undoubtedly face the Ashen Demon again. I do hope you emerge victorious this time. You're replaying 3 houses. I've done way too much replaying 3 houses before. So much pain. I'm so glad to be playing a different video game, still in the same world, but I have a mixing of emotions.
Must be telling me.
Count Bergliez is a man who was attacking Dagda and Brigid, and now this same man is being overrun by the Alliance army. I will never be allowing the man who defeated Brigid to die in this place. Want him to live?
So basically...
So from Brigid's perspective, he's someone you have a grudge against. Do you want him to live anyway?
Yes.
Yes, this is my feeling. It would be shameful for him to be perishing here. Doing so would give me much sadness. Yeah, so we have the expeditions unlocked and whatnot. What's this here? Traveler's Journal 2. A record consisting largely of the world outside of Fodlan. The author's identity is unknown, but they have clearly experienced these places firsthand. Brigid, an archipelago nestled between Fodlan and Dagda, a land of plenty, it is often heralded as the perfect union of the gentle sea and nature's bounty. Both Fodlan and Dagda have often vied to claim this territory as their own. Sreng. Sreng was once the name of an enormous peninsula to the north of Fodlan. Today, only the northern half has kept the moniker, while the southern half now falls under the dominion of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Several warlike clans call this great wasteland their home. Certain areas of the region are comprised of rocky desert. Dusker, a peninsula to the north of Fodlan and the west of Sreng. The people who once inhabited this area were decimated, and now falls under the dominion of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. The land boasts nothing noteworthy to make it a desirable travel destination, but rumors of valuable minerals waiting to be unearthed abound. Ogma Mountains, an enormous mountain range somewhat south of central Fodlan. To the west, it forms the border between the Empire and the Kingdom, surrounding Garrick Mach and cutting across Empire territory. It is home to many animals and plants that cannot be found elsewhere, as well as a plethora of valuable mineral deposits. Okay, another bit of information there unlocked. Hi Ash, welcome! Oh, it's you. Listen, I've surrendered, and I'll follow whatever orders I'm given. I'm a full part of the Imperial Army now. Lenato's also in the Imperial Army, and above all, I can't choose death. What do you mean?
Are you sure?
And what's that mean exactly? His Majesty ordered me to prioritize my life over my loyalty. What am I even fighting for? I give him a gift to make him feel more comfortable in the, what, was that an item? No, that's a plate. In the Imperial Army here.
Got a sec?
Speaking of the Minister of Military Affairs, remember how poorly he got along with the Minister of Domestic Affairs? Well, Hevering isn't a military house, so he'd never actually turn up on the battlefield. But he's probably thinking Count Berglia has got his just desserts. I should go to the shop and get all the intermediate seals that I can.
How may I help?
I was thinking of entering Leicester, but I ended up coming back here in a hurry. I'm a priest of the Southern Church, you see, and I hope to attempt to parlay with the Eastern Church. However, given our current situation, I can but wait to see how things unfold. Gotta love how the color on them and the color in the portrait Does not match up. Hi, Bernie.
Oh no!
Am I gonna end up surrounded and killed in enemy territory like Count Berglius someday?
You sure?
I wouldn't go carving his tombstone just yet. Sorry, you're right. That's probably bad luck, huh? But I'm still worried. I'll keep you safe. Don't worry. I'll make sure you never get surrounded like that. I've broken through plenty of sieges in my day. Really? I'm glad to hear that. Alright. Yeah, let's have a look at the shop over here. Maybe I should pick up some more battalions. That's maybe what I should do. Alright, yeah, 5 more intermediate seals. I only have 6. I'm gonna have to be a lot more careful. I feel like if I want to put somebody into another class to like give them some more experience on this side, it should start being in some beginner classes, because I just straight don't have enough intermediate seals. Is the thing, so it's a little bit sketchers, you know?
Hope to see you again soon.
It's a little bit sketchy. You okay? Are you alright, Commander? I heard the Great Bridge of Murden was taken from us. The bridge is an important point for merchants, so I hope we regain it sooner rather than later. That's to say nothing of the threat of being invaded, though I hope we needn't worry about that. Greetings, Commander. Nothing to report. Oh, wait, one thing to report. The situation with the Alliance in the north seems really bad. I sure hope that gets sorted soon. I have nothing else. I hope everyone comes home safe. Thanks, Gatekeeper. I know I don't have to worry about my father. I mean, he's Count Berglius. He's invincible. Still, nothing's a guarantee on the battlefield, and I can't shake these thoughts of what might happen. Take an optimistic view.
You sure?
By the time we reach him, your father will probably have won this war all by himself.
Gotcha.
Thanks for that. I'll try to think positive. Well, down this away. Do you have things for me?
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
Oh, plus is the receive all button. I wasn't sure what it
Everything
was
has
there.
its use.
Hi. Hrem is close. Hrem, where have I heard that before? Not your business. But it has been decided that I am the house's scion. Remember to read his surname.
That reminds me.
That's right. Hrem is your last name. I nearly forgot all about that. There is no need to remember. Oh, I want to go on an expedition with the Death Knight when I get the chance. I absolutely want to do that.
A moment of your time.
I obey the Empire. I have answered their call and sent out a full complement of troops. Lester cares little for minor nobles, so I would find the Empire's rule more preferable. Further, this provides a good opportunity to teach Count Gloucester a lesson he'll not soon forget. Oh, hi, Hanneman. We were most artfully deceived by Count Gloucester. The Count is Lawrence's father, you know. And Manuela was in charge of his class, the Golden Deer. It is undoubtedly depressing to have to fight one's former student. Yeah, I imagine so. Hi, Silly Doggy. Did you want to come closer to me? Is that what's going on here? Just moving a bit closer or getting up and stretching.
How can I be of service?
The southern bank of the lower Airmed River is in Hrym territory. Are you familiar with House Hrym? They once had considerable power as one of the 7 great noble families. However, they ran afoul of their former emperor and were in danger of being crushed entirely. This incited the remaining great noble families to wrest power from the emperor in the insurrection of the 7. Okay. So let's see the new facility over here. We're going back to the classroom. Under the tyranny of ruthless disorder, the people endured a long period of suffering. The vile nemesis proclaimed himself the king of liberation, delighted in war and bloodshed. Rather than rebelling against his persecution, the people of Fodlan fell to his depths in a mad scramble to attain power through murder and theft. 41 years before the founding of the Adrestian Empire, Saint Saros appeared in the land of Enbar and, through the many unfathomable miracles she performed, spread light across the land. This, you know, I don't think I've talked about it during Fire Emblem yet, but a couple months ago, I wound up going with a friend of mine who is a super religious guy himself. I'm not religious at all. And he invited me to this religious camp outing near the mountains that was open to university students across the province. And, you know, freaking Jesus camp is the last place that I would imagine myself. But I was like, you know, I could stay here and get a lot of productive stuff done. Or I could go and have an experience that I remember forever. Whether I like it or not, just do it for the story, you know, is what you should do in a lot of cases. So, I went to that. We studied the Gospel of Mark. though most of the studying done of it was in a way of like, what way can we find for this to like, to validate this? What way can we use confirmation bias to, you know, validate all of this being 100% true? But anyway, in the analysis of that, let me just say that, you know, this sounds very similar to the stuff that I was reading there, where it's like, ah, yes, she appeared in the land of Enbar, Jesus, he arrived, and through the many unfathomable miracles that he performed, he went across the land and he was doing all this stuff. Anyway, that's you know, that's the reminder that I get there is of that. Anyway, I'll probably tell like the full story one of these days during some Fire Emblem shenanigans. I probably don't have as much time to ramble during Three Hopes as I did during Three Houses, where, you know, we were just going around doing whatever random stuff, and you know, I was able to ramble about whatever the heck I wanted during Three Houses. But during this, which is a lot more active gameplay and in your face and whatnot, I might not have as much time for rambling. Maybe during some of the side missions. I'll tell the full story sometime during this series. Let's see here. In doing so, she joined the shattered hearts of the purest people of Fodlan, who went on to form the Holy Church of Seros. Yep, that that kind of checks out with what I was reading there as well. Imperial Year 1, the founding of the Adrustian Empire. In the first year of our calendar, the glorious Adrustian Empire was founded. Its name was gifted by an oracle, and its future blessed by the goddess. Its capital, Enbar, was chosen to govern the southern reaches of Fodlan, where the divine Saint Seros also lent her power. Imperial Year 32, the War of Heroes. Wilhelm Paul Hresvelg, the inaugural Adrustian Emperor, raised an army in pursuit of the unification of Fodlan. With his might, he hunted and destroyed any house's territory that dared to seek more power. Imperial Year 46, the battle at Grondor Field. Don't give me PTSD of Grondor Field. Welcome back, Regipup. An intense battle erupted on Grondor Field. They say that Acoustic Harmonia had joined the Golden Deer House and was playing on Maddening Classic and had to spend several hours there. An intense battle erupted on Grondor Field, where the houses that were allied with Nemesis and the Imperial forces of the Adrustian Empire clashed. There, the Imperial forces emerged victorious. Imperial Year 91, the Battle of Teltian. The houses that were allied with Nemesis once again faced off against the Imperial forces, this time at Teltian Plains. There, the evil Nemesis finally fell and the Empire secured a momentous victory. Imperial Year 98, the War of Heroes ends. The successor to Great Emperor Wilhelm I, Lysaon I, succumbed to sudden illness. The big dumb disease. The Empire, which ruled over the majority of Fodlan, took this opportunity to put an end to the seemingly endless fighting. So, tactics instructor, huh? Here we research the latest and greatest tactics ever to grace the field of battle. If our fightings pique your interest, I would be delighted to assist you. How about it? Beginner combat manual. Oh, so I guess you redeem those here or something like that, and there are other things that you collect around. At the Tactics Academy, you can enhance your unit's battle proficiencies. Expanding this facility will unlock new avenues for improvement. Facility effects include unlocking additional warrior gauges, unlocking vulnerary slots, unlocking level up capabilities for unique abilities. I was wondering when I get these. So that's what gives you PTSD. Wonder if the same results would come from the Blue Lions perspective. Blue Lions I did on Hard Classic. Golden Deer I did on Maddening Classic. Because when I did my first and second playthroughs of, you know, Black Eagles and Blue Lions respectively, that was before Maddening released. Because it was only something that they released, you know, after launch there. So my first two playthroughs were in Hard Classic. And they were pretty decently hard for some of the missions in specific. Most of them weren't too bad, but there was a couple in there that were, like, really hard. And then there was Maddening Classic, where it's like all of them were hard, and there were some in there that were just like absolutely ludicrous, and I was losing my mind. So let's see here. Research tactics that facilitate taking on a great number of enemies at once. Allows a unit to gain a second warrior gauge at the Tactics Academy. Yes, let's unlock that facility effect. So that's something that I'm actually going to have to teach the units there. A third warrior gauge. Allows stats to be increased beyond their limit at the Tactics Academy. Oh. Let's see here. Allows the unit to unlock the use of concoctions. Ah, so like a better healing item. And whatnot. Unlock the use of elixirs. I mean, Vulnerary still heals most right now, but I assume as we level up and whatnot and get more HP, it won't be able to make the cut for much longer. Allows the unit to increase recovery item uses. Nice. Okay. And then allows the unit to increase ability slots to 6. Oh. Wait, so you can have 10 abilities? Or like skills or whatever the heck? You what now? Is that a thing? You can still do it on Maddening and they just have a greater annoyance of contain more flyers. Yeah, I did it on Maddening, but it was freaking pain. Was the thing? Or are you just saying from the Blue Lion's perspective, there's a lot more flyers? Higher unique action ability level, even higher unique support ability level, tactical ability level, and then advanced Crystology allows crest level to be increased further in the Tactics Academy. Huh, interesting. Okay, cool.
Neglect your daily studies.
Tactics are essential to any victory. I should keep them in mind as I prepare. Okay. Okay. I'll turn the cam off for now then.